can we make his arms like 31 on the card so it looks better?
What the? Small arms are going to cost you some money in draft stock if you're an edge rusher in the NFL, or will it?
And just like that, they're in the red zone. Another play-action pass. Saying in trouble and taken down again by Rueben Bain. They cannot block. Number 4 for Miami.
Miami defensive end, Rueben Bain Jr. He's expected to be drafted in the top 10, but there's some critics or analysts out there that are saying that his arms are too small to justify being one of the top 10 players to hear his name called in this year's draft.
Rueben Bain, I have him in the top 10 right now, but I don't know how the NFL is going to view him. He is short, and he has very short arms.
Rueben Bain Jr. will have to be that outlier whose arm length is in I'd say a dangerous category, where risky category.
Bain's underwhelming. When you break down what you're looking for from an edge rusher, he doesn't have that prototypical length. He doesn't have the prototypical arc athleticism that teams are looking for.
Rueben Bain, who's a pure pass rusher and been awesome all year, but shorter arms, concerns. We're not talking about a Myles Garrett or a Bosa, or you know what I mean?
Bain might have been the best defensive player in college football this year, but his arms are less than 31 inches in length. Since 1999, no edge defenders with arms 31 inches or shorter have made a Pro Bowl or had a double-digit sack season.
To give you guys some context, no edge rusher has been drafted in the top 100, let alone the top 10 with sub 31-inch arms. Bain was measured at 30 and 7/8 inches.
None of the teams mentioned that to me, so I really don't give the kind of time of day for it. That's just all stuff I feel like you see on social media, but none of the teams had concerns, so I'm not too concerned.
So let me get this straight. We're talking about the consensus top pass rusher in this draft falling out of the top 10, or as some has even gone as far to say the first round because of his arm length. But I think there are NFL decision makers out there that are going to pass on this kid in the top 10 because of arm size, not production, arm size.
He's got a powerful lower body. He can bend. Listen, we always say it like, hey, can we make his arms like 31 on the card so it looks better?
Warriors guard, Jonathan Kuminga. Salute, sir. You are the definition of I'm going to have the last laugh. So weeks ago, before the NBA trade deadline, he felt like he wasn't getting the minutes that he deserved with Golden State, and that the relationship or work environment had become toxic.
If we're getting to the point where we are dissolving into whether or not someone's friend took too much free food, then I think it's time to just have a little bit of a fresh start here.
So just like any disgruntled employee, he demanded a trade.
When you make a demand, there needs to be demand on the market. So we'll see where that unfolds.
But in came all of the Kuminga slander from everybody from the Warriors' own GM, Mike Dunleavy Jr., to Charles Barkley.
The Kuminga thing is over. They know him better than anybody. That's up to Steve Kerr and Mike Dunleavy. It's something they don't like.
Yeah, that's something they don't like.
One of his friends, taking too much food in the Warriors in a tense meeting with Steve Kerr on December 10th in his office. One of the things that he was kind of dinging Kuminga about, and it was just an example of the toxicity of where this relationship got to. Petty was the term many people used.
Oh, it's funny, right? Fast forward to this past Tuesday night, his first game of action since January 22nd.
With the steal, wrap around to Kuminga.
What?
Who's having the last laugh now? New city, new team, new coach. That can unlock talents. My man's headed to Magic City after that win.
What's going on, y'all? This is Hood Nakayaya. Monday, March 16th, that's a Magic City Monday, so you know what that means. The Hawks is teaming up with Magic City to bring you a special day.
The 2026 NBA draft class, it ain't just good. It's historically good.
A.J. DeBonsa scores 43 points. Kingston Flemings from Houston scores 42 points. Keaton Wagler from Illinois scores 46 points. Cam Boozer from Duke scores 32 points. This may be the best freshman class ever.
So good, teams aren't even hiding the fact that they're tanking.
I think what Utah is doing right now is messing around with the integrity of the NBA. The ability to sit players, starters, in the fourth quarter, to not call timeouts in the fourth quarter.
Utah Jazz got fined $500,000 for tanking, and the Patriots got $100,000 for tanking. Sitting your starters, bro, in the fourth quarter is disgusting, bro.
This is blatant, egregious tanking in February.
And the game the other night with Sacramento, they're up 17, 20 points, whatever, going in the fourth quarter. Marketing's rolling. Jaren Jackson Jr., a new guy on the team, rolling. And they just don't put him back in.
No one.
And then they asked Will Hardy after the game, like, would you consider putting them back in? And he was just like, nope.
How close were you to putting Jaren back in?
I wasn't.
Are we seeing behavior that is worse this year than we've seen in recent memory? Yes, is my view, and which was what led to those fines.
But it looks like the NBA is trying to crack down on the blatant tanking. They've dished out a $500,000 fine and $100,000 fines to both the Jazz and the Pacers. The NBA is also sending independent doctors to validate injuries reported by a team. But leave it to Charles Barkley to be the voice of the people with how the NBA should police this tanking problem.
I've always suggested this rule. I don't think any NBA team should be able to raise their ticket prices if they're below 500. I've always said that. You cannot raise your ticket prices if your team is below 500. I think they should make that a rule in every sport, to be honest with you.
That'd be interesting, Chuckster. That'd be some incentive.
Think about it. Chuck's right. There's no stopping tanking. We cannot stop that. These teams are going to find a way to do it or to kind of just cheat around it, to get around it. But what's a $500,000 fine when you've upped your chances to land the next best thing or the possible next best thing in the NBA? You make that fine money back easily just off of ticket and jersey sales when you actually land that player.
The number one pick in the 2025 NBA draft goes to the Dallas Mavericks.
Today's quick takes are all about college basketball coaches crashing out. Nebraska head coach Fred Hoiberg snapped at a fan after a loss for putting his phone in his face.
I am 100% reliant on a pacemaker. That I was told, never forget a conversation with my doctor. If a cell phone can put it off, if anything ever happens, I'm done. What's the likelihood of that happening? Close to zero.
I'm sticking up for Coach on this one. There had to be some sort of valid reason why he just completely crashed out. I mean, come on, social media. Maybe he didn't like the filter. UCLA's head coach Mick Cronin kicked one of his players out of the game.
Mick Cronin is pointing to the tunnel for him to get off the floor and get out of the game. Cronin just kicked him out.
And then he apologized for it.
I already apologized to Steve, okay? I thought that he took the guy out.
And a foul. Cooper's fouled from behind, and now Cooper is up and in Jamerson's face.
Like the kid at Providence took the guy from St. John's out.
Hopkins right on the floor. Hopkins, and he is whacked. Hard foul.
It's the only reason I sent him to the locker room. I thought he literally made a dirty play and tried to wipe the guy out.
In coach's defense, maybe he thought the foul was a lot harder than what it was. You know, it was his very own Instagram versus reality moment. Now, it's been a tough week for Coach. He then crashed out on a reporter for asking him about Michigan State's student section.
What was your thought in the student section chanting Booker's name?
I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
I just meant the overall the way that you
I would like to give you a kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
I'm with you, Coach, on that one. Don't ask no dumb questions like that. College basketball is different these days, guys. We can all agree. Kansas head coach Bill Self is dealing with load management of the top prospect in college basketball, Darren Peterson.
The narrative is BS in many ways. I'm not sure. Load management, this kid hadn't talked about that one time or anything. Load management, geez, that's when you play 4 games in 7 days. That's not when you play 1/2 a week.
Load management, pre-draft self-preservation. I don't know, man. I don't know what you want to call it. I just call it stupid. But in Peterson's draft evaluation file, I wonder which player pro comparison they have for him. Has to be Kawhi Leonard. That's it for What to Take. Check us out again next week. Same time, different takes.